Kirk Douglas wasn't just one of the last living legends of Hollywood's golden age. He was a symbol of grit, ambition, and defiance. From a poverty-stricken childhood to global stardom, his life was filled with unforgettable roles, controversy, activism, and an iron will that inspired millions. Subscribe to Sajjad Classic. Your support means the world to us. It helps keep the golden memories of classic Hollywood alive and allows us to continue bringing you the untold stories of iconic stars and timeless moments from cinema's greatest era.
I know newspapers backward, forward, and sideways. I can write them, edit them, print them, wrap them, and sell them. I can handle big news and little news. And if there's no news, I'll go out and bite a dog.
When the audience is looking at you, that's star quality.
Kirk Douglas was born Isher Danielovich on December 9, 1916, in Amsterdam, New York, to poor Russian Jewish immigrants. Growing up in a family with 6 sisters, he experienced hunger, discrimination, and hardship. He did dozens of odd jobs, worked as a janitor, waiter, and even a professional wrestler to fund his education. He earned a scholarship to St. Tech, Lawrence University, and later studied acting at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, where he trained alongside Lauren Bacall. Douglas served in the U.S. Navy during World War II. After returning home, he set his sights on Hollywood. He made his film debut in 1946 with The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, playing Walter O'Neill, a weak-willed, morally compromised man trapped in a loveless marriage. Despite being overshadowed by Barbara Stanwyck, Douglas held his own, and his intense screen presence caught the attention of critics and filmmakers. It was a strong start, but it was the 1949 film Champion that made him a star. As a ruthless boxer clawing his way to the top, Douglas was raw, aggressive, and unforgettable. The role earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. His fame skyrocketed with unforgettable performances in films that have stood the test of time. In Spartacus, 1960, he portrayed the Thracian slave who led a rebellion against the Roman Empire. His performance was both fierce and deeply emotional. More than just an actor, Douglas produced the film and made a historic move by hiring blacklisted screenwriter Dalton Trumbo, helping to dismantle the oppressive Hollywood blacklist. That bold decision alone made Spartacus more than a film. It became a symbol of courage in the industry.
I apologize for not revealing my true feelings. I apologize, sir, for not telling you sooner that you're a degenerate, sadistic old man. And you can go to hell before I apologize to you now or ever again.
3 years earlier, in Paths of Glory, 1957, Douglas gave a restrained yet powerful performance as Colonel Dax, a French officer defending his men from a corrupt military court. Under the direction of a young Stanley Kubrick, Douglas carried the film's message with quiet intensity. The film is now hailed as one of the greatest anti-war movies ever made.
Phony, below-the-belt journalism, that's what it is.
Not below the belt, right in the gut, Mr. Boot. Human interest.
In Ace in the Hole, 1951, Douglas took on the role of Chuck Tatum, a journalist who manipulates a tragedy for headlines. The film was controversial upon release, but is now recognized as one of his finest performances and a sharp critique of media ethics. Douglas's portrayal of a man consumed by ambition and greed was chillingly real.
Get that look off your face! Who gave you the right to dig into me and turn me inside out and decide what I'm like? How do you know how I feel about you, how deep it goes? Maybe it's deeper than I want it to be. Maybe I don't want anybody to own me, you or anybody. Get out! Get out!
One of his most complex characters came in The Bad and the Beautiful, 1952, where he played Jonathan Shields, a brilliant but ruthless film producer. The role earned Douglas his second Oscar nomination. The film offered a fascinating look into the dark heart of Hollywood, and Douglas's performance was a masterclass in charm and manipulation. In Lust for Life, 1956, Douglas transformed into Vincent van Gogh with such conviction that he won a Golden Globe and received another Oscar nomination. He captured the painter's genius, torment, and loneliness with haunting realism. His physical transformation and intense energy made this portrayal one of cinema's finest depictions of an artist.
You're a nightcrawler, Colonel. A peddler. You sell information. Are you sufficiently up on your Bibles to know who Judas was?
Yes, I know who Judas was. He was a man I worked for and admired until he disgraced the 4 stars on his uniform.
In 7 Days in May 1964, he played a military officer uncovering a coup against the U.S. government. The political thriller was gripping, and Douglas's calm, intelligent performance added credibility to the film's tense atmosphere. He paired again with Burt Lancaster, their chemistry solid as ever. Ava Gardner also added emotional depth to the story with her compelling performance as a key witness.
You owe me something. You'll never be happy until you square yourself.
He also stood out in Out of the Past, 1947, playing the smooth but dangerous gangster Whit Sterling. Though not the lead, Douglas's presence added danger and charisma, proving early in his career that he could dominate any scene. And in Gunfight at the OK, Corral, 1957, Douglas delivered a cool, sharp-tongued portrayal of Doc Holliday, stealing scenes with his charm and intensity. Trivia time. During Spartacus, Douglas insisted his name appear as the sole producer in the credits, a rare move at the time. For Lust for Life, he learned to paint like Van Gogh for months, mimicking the artist's strokes to make the performance believable. And while filming Ace in the Hole, Douglas's aggressive character made audiences uncomfortable, a reason why the film wasn't appreciated in its time. Kirk Douglas's personal life was as layered and complex as many of the characters he played on screen. In 1943, he married actress Diana Dill, and together they had 2 sons, Michael and Joel. The marriage ended in divorce in 1951, reportedly due to Douglas's infidelity and growing professional demands. However, he maintained a cordial relationship with Diana throughout his life. In 1954, Douglas married Anne Bidens, a German-American publicist he met in Paris while filming. At first, she rejected his advances, but over time, they fell in love. Their marriage lasted over 65 years, a rare achievement in Hollywood, and produced 2 sons, Peter and Eric. Anne played a vital role in stabilizing Douglas's personal life, and together they were active in philanthropy and charitable work. Despite his long marriage to Anne, Kirk Douglas was frequently linked to affairs with several actresses and public figures, including Joan Crawford, Rita Hayworth, and Marlene Dietrich. In interviews in his autobiography, The Ragman's Son, he openly admitted to having been unfaithful and battling with the temptations that fame brought. One of the most discussed controversies surrounding Douglas's legacy emerged decades after the events allegedly occurred. Actress Natalie Wood's sister, Lana Wood, claimed in her memoir that Kirk Douglas had sexually assaulted Natalie when she was a teenager in the 1950s. The claim surfaced many years later, long after Douglas's death, and remains unproven. Douglas himself never publicly addressed the allegation, and no legal action was ever taken. However, the accusation has sparked considerable discussion about power dynamics and abuse in Old Hollywood. Aside from the personal controversies, Douglas also faced criticism during his career for his controlling nature on film sets. Known for his intensity and ambition, some collaborators found him difficult to work with. Yet, many others admired his dedication and credited him with pushing boundaries in Hollywood, particularly through his role in ending the blacklist by giving screen credit to Dalton Trumbo on Spartacus. Kirk Douglas passed away on February 5, 2020, at the age of 103. His legacy endures not just in the films he made, but in the courage he showed both on and off the screen. A symbol of strength, resilience, and integrity, he will forever remain a towering figure in Hollywood history. His performances still resonate with audiences today. He didn't just play characters, he became them. His influence can be seen in the careers of countless actors, directors, and writers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sajjad Classic for more stories from Hollywood's golden era.